Hey, and welcome back. This is Leslie Hein with Davis Creek Crafts. I'm an independent CTMH, or close to my heart, maker. And today we are talking about making these cute little treat boxes that look like little mailboxes. I've got some kisses in that one. And then this one actually holds 6 Hershey's Nuggets. So we're going to go through the instructions on how to make these today. There are instructions on this Close to My Heart website. When you look at the Smitten bundle, which includes some really fun, awesome papers. This is one of the papers, that's the back. And then we have this paper, the back like that. And so those, that bundle does come with an exclusive stamp set. It looks like so. It's got this little fan, this little bee. Excuse me. And it does come with a set of die cuts if you so choose to get that bundle. But we are going to talk about how to make a set of 8 of these little boxes if you are doing larger quantities. Of course, you can do a few, and like I said, the instructions are there, but I'm going to talk to you about the easiest way to make more than one. So we're going to do 8 out of one sheet of double-sided patterned paper and 2 sheets of cardstock. So that's the first thing you're going to need. Is you're going to actually need 2 different sheets of cardstock. I've got my flamingo here, and then I've already pre-cut my capri, which is the blue. And so I'm going to go through the measurements on what you're going to cut these down to make your 8 boxes. Each sheet of cardstock will give you 4 little box pieces. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take our trimmer and we are going to cut our cardstock at 4 1/8. Let's stick that in there and get our scorer blade out of the way. So we've got that. It's a brand new trimmer, guys. I apologize. It's not. I just literally took it out of the box and I already cut my finger with it. So you'll have to pardon my inexperience with this cutter because I have not figured out how to get the extra scoring blade off of there that I don't want yet. So for now, we're just going to make it work. Okay, and then you're going to cut again at 4 1/8. So again, I'm going to have to turn that off because I can't figure out how to fix that. And then we need 2 7/8. So that just an 1/8 inch shy of that 3-inch mark. And this piece right here is your waste from the pattern paper. So you've got 1 3/4 inch or roughly 7/8 inch piece of cardstock that you are not going to use. That can go in your scrap pile. Then you're going to take this piece and you are going to cut it down equally at a 1 1/2 inch. And you're going to do that 8 times. So you will have exactly 8 pieces at that 1 1/2 inch by 2 7/8 inch. So those, when you get all done, will be the tops and bottoms of your mailbox pieces. So we're just going to set that off to the side. And we're going to bring back our 2 longer pieces that we just cut. So these are our 4 1/8 inch. And we are going to first turn this on its side. And actually this cutter has an opportunity to go both ways. So I am going to cut this at, that's 1/4 inch. I believe that's my 3/8 inch mark. So I need 2 little pieces off the bottom that are 3/8 inch. So once I've cut those 2 3/8 inch off, which you are going to use these, they are going to become your little mailbox flag holders. So these are the 2 3/8 inch pieces that you've cut off the bottom. You're going to do that to both of your long pieces. Then you're going to take what's left and you're going to measure that out at 5 5/8 inch and you're going to cut that, and that should actually give you 2 pieces that are exactly 5 5/8 inch. So once you've done that twice, you've got the 2 and 2, you're going to do that same thing. So then you will have, if I get these out of the way, you will then have 4 of your pieces that are 4 1/8 by 5 5/8. And out of one color, or if you choose to use the same color cardstock, you'll have 4 out of the other color cardstock. And the nice thing is when you're using the pattern paper, because it's double-sided, you can use the blue box for the blue paper if you want, and the flamingo for the pink, or you can mix and match. So then once you've got your cardstock already cut and set aside, we're going to go ahead and cut our pattern paper. And the first thing we're going to do is cut our zip strip off of this. And I think, nope, got to figure out where the piece cuts here for my zip. And that's going to cut that. Oh boy, look at that nice long cut. So I'm going to cut my zip strip off. And then I'm going to start cutting, actually I'm going to cut this in half just to make it easier for all of my other pieces here. At that 6-inch mark. And I'm going to make sure that I've got 6 inches on the other end, which I do. So now that I've got my 2 6-inch pieces, I'm going to be able to cut 4 little mailbox tops out of this. And so I'm going to actually cut this at 2 7/8. And I'm going to do that 4 times across that 6 inches. And you will have another 1/2 inch piece that you can set aside in your scrap pile, because that's all we're wasting off of that. And we're going to do the same thing on our other 6-inch. Obviously, if you want to use both sides of the paper, you will then have 4 pattern A and 4 pattern B that are the back side. So once we've got that all done, we're going to set those aside, and we're going to do a little bit of scoring. So then I'm going to bring in my scorer, and I'm going to take my 8 pieces that are 4 1/8 by 5 5/8, and I'm actually going to score these, which I've already pre-scored this, but I'm going to score it at 1 3/8. And the easiest way to do this is turn it and score again at 1 3/8, turn it, score at 1 3/8, and turn it and score at 1 3/8. So now I have a grid system, kind of like a tic-tac-toe box, across my 8 pieces. So you're going to do that to all 8. Then you're going to come in and you're going to take your pattern paper and you're going to score at 3/4 inch on your long side here, and 5 1/4, which is another 3/4 inch, or you can flip it and score your 3/4 inch that way. So you have this piece, which is now scored, and we're going to fold it at 3/4 inch on either side, so that when you bend it, this then becomes your little mailbox shape, like so. And I will also mention really quickly that you will need to cut 8 pieces of white cardstock that measure 3/4 inch by 4 1/2 inches. These will be your little flags that you're going to stamp your sentiment on for the top. And the first thing you'll do once you get those done is you're going to bend them in half, and you're going to, I'm going to find the center roughly. I'm going to make a little clip mark. My scissors are getting a little dull. Let me switch scissors here. And I'm going to create the little flag on the end. So once I've done that, then I can go ahead and open that back up and stamp my sentiment. This one says, "Will you be mine?" So you can stamp that right on there. And then you have your little flag for your mailbox. Okay, so then you will also need your scissors for your 8 boxes. And the reason you're going to need those is you're going to need to clip your little sides here. And we're clipping on the long side. We're just clipping right in that score line to the score line towards the center there. And we're going to clip both sides so that you have 4 cuts. So then I'm going to fold in my tabs. I'm going to fold in my sides, make sure that I've got all those movable parts folded nicely for myself. And then I'm going to take my mono glue here, which is usually my glue of choice, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on either side of my little flaps there. And I'm going to bend that in to make my little box, making sure that my sides line up fairly nicely there. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Probably should hold that a little, just a tad longer. I'm going to do the same thing for the other side there. Fold that in, glue. Fold that in and glue it in there. Okay, so once you've got your box assembled, like I said, you can put your little 6 Hershey's Nuggets in there, or pretty much any little Valentine size, snack size candy, a little bag of Skittles or whatever should fit in there. And we're going to set that little box off to the side there. And we're going to take our bottom, which you'll need 2 of these for each box. So that's why we've cut 8 of these out of the 1 sheet of cardstock. And I'm just going to take some glue and place it on the 2 little flaps that I've pre-scored. And you're not going to crease that, but you're just going to fold it over and create your little mailbox. So then it looks like so. But just to give it a little bit of extra stability, since we have the extra paper already cut, we are going to actually glue another little piece on the bottom of this box. So this piece will actually cover your seam on your pattern paper there. And it should line up exactly with the one that you've just glued on the inside. So once you've got your little mailbox glued down good, you're going to go back to your 3/8 inch piece that you've cut for your flag. And these are going to be a little long. So for instance, I'm going to actually put a little bit of glue inside my flag. We're going to pretend that I've already stamped this, because that's what I would have done first, is stamped my sentiment on this prior to gluing it together. Although I suppose you could do it afterwards just as easy. And then I'm going to figure out how long I want my flag. Obviously I don't want it too long, I just want it to stick up just enough. So I'm just going to use my scissors and clip that off. And this is scrap, you can throw that away. And if you want to be fancy, you can take a little piercing tool and any sort of brad you may have. I've got some spares that I've had laying around here. I'm going to stick that through my little mailbox, and then I'm going to pierce my little mailbox, just about the middle, just below the middle. And I'm going to put my little brad through there, open it up on the back side there. So there I now have my little mailbox flag that moves. And I've got my little box that will slide right inside and create my little mailbox treat holder. And then if you want to add the coordinating stamp on the side, like I've done here, for this one it says, "Will you be mine?" and I've added the little bee. For this one it says "Blowing kisses," so I've added the little fan. There is also a little chunk of lime that says "You're sublime, Valentine." That one's also cute. That would go nicely on these little boxes. You could do just a "Happy Valentine's Day" on the side of the box if you wanted. There's also one that says "I'm your biggest fan," but that won't fit very well on your flag. There is also one that says "I love eucalyptus" with the little koala bear, so that's also cute. I'm so glad we're friends with a little sewing machine, which is right up my alley since I'm also a quilter. But I hope you have fun assembling these cute little boxes today. And that gives you everything you need to make 8 boxes out of 2 sheets of cardstock and 1 sheet of pattern paper. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.